guys, it's Brittany. Welcome to Dreamtime. So, just recently I had this dream that I was in the show Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And I haven't watched that show since last year. And somehow I happened to have this dream. And this is how it happened. So, in this dream, something was going on. There was this big storm, like thunderstorm, because there was thunder. To be honest, there was no rain, just like thunder and lightning. And I would have to say I was friends with all of the characters because every single character was there. Um, yeah, any character you can think of, they were there. So it kind of looked um, like friends having a get together party, but it wasn't. But I think we were just all together because of this storm, and this storm was so scary and loud, and the weird thing about this that when this storm was going on and that we were all together, to protect each other and not to leave um, each other alone, because of the storm. Somehow, I don't know what was going on, but I I was doing fine. Like I was acting myself, but every single character that I was friends with and that was there, they were acting like themselves. Like somehow they were acting the opposite. Like almost like okay, let's say it's okay. Okay, you know how when someone says that I will never do a thing like that because I'm not like that. I'm not that kind of person. Well, it's like that. It's like the things they say they would never do, they end up doing it anyway because they weren't themselves. And and so yeah, I was getting worried for them and I was just like scared, and to be honest, since they were acting like themselves, I think some of them were kind of like ignoring me and some have said mean things. And I don't know if they really meant it or not, but I think because they weren't acting like themselves for some reason, that they happened to say that, but I don't think they meant it because I don't think they realized they were um I don't think they realized that was happening to them. Like I don't think they realized they weren't acting like themselves because they weren't. So yeah, I was starting. Well, here's the thing: I was worried for them because how they were acting, which I don't think they knew they were aware of, and I was getting scared because of the storm because it was getting really heavy with the thunder and the wind and the lightning. It was just scary, to be honest. It was really scary. And I don't know if the storm had anything to do with it, had anything to do with how they weren't just acting like themselves. I don't know. It's really hard to say what it was, why they weren't acting like themselves. I don't know. It's really hard to say because, to be honest, there was no explanation for that. And I wish somehow something could have explained something to me. Like, oh, this is the reason why. But no, nothing was explained, but something did happen though. Now, because I was friends with each and every character, somehow I think what really hurt me was that I think what really hurt me more is that that one person in the room that was just completely ignoring me altogether and just not saying a word. Um, it was actually Willow's ex-boyfriend, Oz, and I think because he was a really close friend of mine, in the dream, and I think because since we were just really close friends, that somehow I felt more hurt by him than anyone else in the room. I think with everybody else, I did feel some kind of hurt, like at some part like some percentage, like maybe 50%, maybe. But I think because of those certain characters have kind of hurt me at some level because they were acting like themselves. It's like I think with me, what really hurt me most was him, just because I think whether what he was doing or wasn't doing, or you know. So yeah, that was going on, and so yeah, I remember just feeling really hurt but scared for them as well. And I just remember, oh yeah, I remember saying this. I remember like what is going on? Like I can't figure out what is wrong with you guys. Like I remember saying that, but I didn't say as in like I'm mad at them. And like I was saying it in a way that I was so really concerned for them, because I'm like, what's going on? Like how come they're not acting like themselves? Like what's going on? Like I can't figure this out. So yeah, I was starting to panic, and I was somehow trying to think what is going on. So I couldn't, because I was just panicking already. So I remember everyone else was like standing, and somehow everyone else was like kind of like fighting at each other. Well, not physically, but verbally, with their words, like throwing these harsh words at each other back and forth, like these awful arguments. And I'm like, what is up with you? What's going on? And so yeah, the only person that wasn't arguing with anybody and just like looking around was Oz. And like I said, because in a dream, I was really close friends with him, and that I was really hurt by him because he was just ignoring me and just not saying anything at all. And that it just seemed like whenever I tried to talk to him, he would just push me away, because he would walk away from me. And because I felt really hurt, like I said, because I felt more hurt by him than anyone else in the room, because they haven't done that to me except for him. Yeah, I felt more hurt, and this is what I've said, which I was surprised, but this is what came out of me in a dream. What I told him was that, like, I remember I pointed my finger at him and I said, "And you." What else did I say? I remember saying, oh yeah, I said, "And you." Um, like, I forgot what else that I said. I remember, I think I said, oh yeah, this is what I said. Of course I said "and you," but I said it like really mean, like, angry, like upset. So I remember saying to him like "and you, like you have been ignoring me, and like I don't know what's going on." And I remember telling him um, like we, we are friends, and um, we are really close, and you just act this way. I think I've said something else. I don't know what it was, but I remember it's the way I said it. I remember it's the way I expressed my feelings to how he hurt me, um, because of the fact that we were friends and just like pushing me away. Yeah, I remember saying something like that, like we were friends. Like I think I was saying that to get him to remember that we are friends. So yeah, I remember saying like we were friends. We were close. And yeah, I remember him saying like we are close friends, and we talk to each other about anything. And now look what's happening to you. And since because I've said it in that way, he had this look on his face, like he was starting to feel guilty, like he was starting to feel bad of what he was doing. And all of a sudden, I think, I don't know whether he was gonna say something or not, but somehow because I saw the look on his face, and he probably was already seeing how hurt I was, all of a sudden, like, we were in this building, and all of a sudden, yeah, we were in this building when this happened, and so all of the lights went off, completely off, and I think when the lights went off, I think that's when everyone fell on the ground. Like, I think some of them fell and they were unconscious. I do think that because after the lights went out, I didn't hear anyone saying like, like, ow, or like, I didn't hear anyone screaming when the lights went off, like, oh, what happened? What's going on? I did not hear that. I did not hear anyone asking each other, like, where are you? Are you okay? Like, I didn't hear that. So I think when the lights went off completely because of the storm, that they fell to the ground and they were unconscious for a while. And this part was also scary, but I don't know how this happened, but since the lights went out, somehow I felt that Oz was standing right behind me, and I don't know if he knew I was there or not, but I remember hearing a woman's voice whispering in my ear saying, "Move forward, not backwards, not backwards." And after that, I think he was the last one to fell to the ground, unconscious, because after that I was like panting, like, like that, because I was getting scared, and so I remember like asking him if he was okay, and I didn't got a response back, but before anything else could happen, before anything else could continue, whether if everyone was gonna go back to themselves, like acting like themselves, and all of that, like everything would have turned out good. Before anything else could happen, like anything good at all of a sudden the dream ends like that. It ends where it's pitch black dark, and I'm just so scared if everyone else is okay, and I'm like, okay, I'm so scared here, I'm panicking, please, like, are you okay? So the dream just ended like that without even uh dreaming of what else could have happened. Like the lights go back on and they're back to themselves, and all of a sudden we're just hugging each other saying like, oh, I'm sorry if I have said anything mean or if I completely ignored you. I think if I have dreamt that, that would have been good, but since that didn't even happen at all, and the dream had to end where it's just dark in the room with all my friends, and yet I'm scared for them because they're not themselves. They weren't acting like themselves, and because I wanted them to come back, to act like themselves, which I don't know what caused that, because there was no explanation for that, but because it had to end like that, where it's just so dark, and I'm like panicking already, and getting scared. Yeah, that wasn't a good way for the dream to end, but it ended like that anyway. But yeah, I had to say, even though it did end it like that, I would have to say I still like the dream because that's like the very first time I've dreamt of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, where all the characters are there and where I happen to be friends with all the characters, like including Buffy's mom. And so, and of course including even the characters' ex-boyfriends and girlfriends, which I still happen to be friends with them, which I think is pretty cool, to be honest. But yeah, I would have to say I still like that dream, and I wish the dream could have continued so that way I could know what could have happened next. But yes, that would have been very interesting. But yes, that's all for this video. If you like this video, give it a like, leave a comment below, share it, and subscribe to my channel if you want, so you won't miss a video. And I'll see you next time. Bye.